up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Reality Check TV. Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review. What's going on, fam? We're so happy to be back. Yes. I know that we were gone for a week unexpectedly. Listen, Linda. It's not our fault. Okay? Y'all will be proud of us. We were making history last week, okay? All right. We saw the vice presidents. We was with some real activists last week down in Selma, Alabama. We were commiserating the 59th anniversary of Bloody Sunday and the passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. It is election year, so also make sure y'all register to vote. Okay? All right. That message was brought to you by Brianna Appling. Vote for me. We can get into that later. You know, y'all let us know if y'all want to hear about that trip. We're here to talk about things. So, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it. All right, guys. So, the last time we talked to y'all, we combined it, Ready to Love and Love and Marriage DC together because those episodes just wasn't really given much to do separate reviews. Well, we see that the trend is just going to keep going. Like, it's not getting better. It's not. Neither show is getting better to me. We're just, at this point, we're just trying to ride it out. We are going to assume you guys are still here too. And you are just riding this wave too. I think we're just all kind of like, when is this over? It's a painful watch at this point. I think DC has become very boring, and then Ready to Love has been, it hasn't been interesting, right? It's very fake. It's very like, it's aggravating. It's like it's not an enjoyable watch. It's not even what it used to be.
Yeah, this season's not authentic at all.
Yeah, it's not a good season. It's a flop of a season. And you know, we have our opinions about DC as well, and we'll get into that. Just like in that last video, I will add the timestamps to the description so you guys could know. So I know some of you guys don't watch Ready to Love, and some of you guys don't watch DC. So I'll give you the timestamps for reference. But we're going to start off with the Friday show just to go in order.
All right, y'all. So the theme for episode 8 was Meet the Exes. And like I said, we're not going to go scene for scene. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. I feel that is so stupid. I feel like that's one of the most stupid themes. Because, I mean, you got bitter exes. It's just, I just feel it's so stupid. That has nothing to do with this process at all.
It has everything to do with the process.
No, to be honest, I don't want to talk to your ex-person. Like, the fuck? Like, it don't even matter. And then, but you know, I think one authentic scene we did see that I will bring up was Mika did not have an ex to bring. So Tommy came with her because, number one, her recent ex, she did not want to come because they have some bad history. I believe he's done some wrong things to her. I'm not going to assume which ones, but I'm just going to put it like that. And her child's father, he's all about the child. If it has nothing to do with the child, he is not doing anything.
Actually, I don't think that it doesn't have anything to do with it. This is a dating show. I think that the whole purpose of it is to be able to have, I think the intention is to have authentic conversations with someone from your potential person's past, right? And I think it can say a lot with who they used to date and what that relationship was like, right? Whether negative or positive. I think it says, it can tell you a lot about a person, who they choose, right? And if there's patterns there, if there's some red flags there. But I also think that it was very authentic for Mika to say, like, she's not in contact with any of her exes. I feel like majority of us out here, it's like we're not in contact with our exes.
That was the realest part of this season so far.
Right. Like, that's just what it is. I think it is unrealistic for it to be like, oh yeah, I can just call it my ex and be like, and then I think it's not even just about reaching out to them. For me, it's the part of agreeing to do it.
But I have no reason to help you.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
that's it. That's what I'm saying.
No
agreeing to do it. It's like, it's one thing for my ex to call me. That alone, it's hilarious. Because my first question is like, how'd you get my number? Like, you were blocked. That makes no sense.
Because for me, you better be calling me out your coffin.
And even then, what the hell you want me to do?
I ain't sending flowers.
I'm not sending anything. But it's like, you call them and then it's like, hey, can you come on this reality show that I am on? I am looking for a potential wife or husband and I need your help.
And the only thing you hear in that ear speaker is, dude. The person you've been disconnected.
That's not even. First of all, you so old school because that's not even how it go anymore.
I know, it's just quiet.
It's just that beat.
Yeah, bug up. Bug up.
So it's just a couple of things that we did want to mention that happened in episode 8 with the exes. So, like we said, Mika didn't have someone to bring to meet up with Justin and LaRon. We're gonna get to that in a second, but instead, Tommy was willing to fill in for her, right? So she asked Justin and LaRon out, and they meet up, and here comes Tommy. So of course they're. And
1 second too for y'all before she goes in. I don't know why the hell LaRon's here.
Oh, I thought you was telling me to stop talking.
I don't know why he's on this date. I guess it's bring a potential and bring your best friend day. So, go ahead. I don't know why LaRon's here.
We're only bringing this up because first, when we see him, I'm like, well, what is going on? Because remember, the episode before this, it was painfully obvious that Mika was not interested. Not only that, it was painfully obvious that LaRon is not ready for a relationship. So I felt like I didn't understand how we got here. So again, I just didn't take this seriously to me because I was also like, now I'm looking at Mika's sideways because I'm like, girl, like, you know how last week went. So why are we even here? But whatever. So when Tommy comes in, the first thing that LaRon is thinking, his eyes gets all big and he's like, damn, like, why is Tommy here? Of course, the guys are like, is this one of her exes? You're stupid.
Stupid as hell.
That was so stupid.
Both of them need to go home.
He's like, damn, like, Tommy being here, like, it's kind of scary because he's gonna know exactly what questions to ask. Which I'm like, that says a lot in itself. Like, you know that you haven't been asked the right questions. You haven't been held accountable during this process, that you've been able to kind of skate by and not really have conversations with substance with any of these ladies. And so now with Tommy coming in, you'll know you're about to be asked some real questions. Like,
what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Why are you still here?
Why?
He literally should have looked at LaRon and said, LaRon, you have no connections. just take your farewell bid.
Like, it was just like, are we serious? Or even just like, what interests you about Mika? Like, basic questions. And he was so scared about that.
To be honest with you, both of them are full of shit. Because I don't trust Justin. Justin really does.
I don't trust Justin.
Justin seemed like a fuckboy. He looked like he's here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah.
He said something not too long ago when I guess somebody met his friend and he's like trying to figure out, bring my friend to see if this is a possible love interest or a hookup interest. So when he said that, I said, I know what you're here for.
Right.
I know what you're here for.
Right.
And I don't know if you're about to bring it up. LaRon, what's solidified for me that he needs to be forced off the show. Like, there needs to be a breach in contract with this. Like, he needs to be forced because this man, I don't know what was asked. But myself, ladies and gentlemen, I play video games.
Yes,
but I'm going to tell you this. I am not taking off work to play video games. And LeBron made a comment about, when new games come out, he's a gamer. He said, I'm gonna take off of work to play the new game now.
Well, can I just to add some context again? I don't know what question was asked. I think Tommy asked Mika, why did her last relationship end or something like that, or maybe one of the guys asked her. And she was saying, there was a lot of issues there. But she said, one of them being he was a hardcore gamer. And she wasn't attracted to that to begin with. But it was out of hand, right? And she's like, she has sons. She has kids. And so her priority, it's different. And that's why I respected Mika the week prior when she brought that up to LaRon to begin with. As far as like, you've never dated a woman with kids. Like, it's going to be a totally different situation. And they're my priority. But LaRon is not mature enough to be in a situation like that. And then that's when she brought up her ex playing the game, he brought up how, he's a serious gamer. Every time a new game comes out, he's taking off of work. When I tell you, I would have easily scooted my chair from the damn table and been like, God bless you all on your journey. Because I'm done. There's nothing else to talk about.
Playing video games look like you play games outside the game too.
But this is like the icing on the cake. LaRon, every episode shows how childish he is. You
party Wednesday through Thursday.
Right.
You take off work to play video games.
Right.
You probably play from sun up to sundown.
He pretty much said that.
Yeah.
He pretty much said that.
So pretty much he doesn't do any adulting.
No. The way he communicates and how he's been talking to the women has been very like high school, like, like as if he's maybe like 21. That's what you would give him, the mindset. So he's such a red flag. And so this, to me, in this conversation, it would have just been an easy, like, okay, we're done here. We're done here and I'm done here in this process.
Mika wanted to bring a love interest and a friend for lunch.
Whatever. My point is, y'all, just let y'all in just a little bit. Before meeting Evan, I did not like, and I still don't like grown men that play video games. Okay, y'all can attack me. It's fine. I'm just not attracted to it. I've never had to deal with it. Any guy that I've ever dated or talked to, none of them played video games that serious, right? So, like, they would play here and there with their homeboys, here and there, like, once in a blue moon. I feel like 2 people that I dated didn't even own a gaming system. So, I felt like there was levels to it. Meeting Evan does play the game, right? And it was an adjustment. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It really was. And I think what has helped is that, number one, I could tell that it didn't interfere with his day-to-day life, right? That it was something that he does, for leisure, when he's not doing nothing, to kill time, something that he enjoys to do. And then I would say second, if I'm being honest, it has been less and less here lately. And I'm going to say in the last year, I've noticed that it has kind of changed. And I don't know if that comes with age or things like, our lives are shifting and changing. And so I don't know. I can't speak to that, but I can tell that he has played less and less. And it's really like anytime he's here in his office, y'all know this is his office. And, when he's not doing anything, in between, I can hear him playing, but he's not on it all night. That's just not what he does. And so I've been able to adjust.
I mean, for me, it's just prioritizing. I'm a gym person, so I'll pick the gym over video games any week. But to y'all, for me, I just had another birthday, so, I'm getting a little older. Try to make sure my health is good. So for me, I really prioritize my health over video games. So more likely now, once I get off work, instead of just sitting here playing the game, I go straight to the gym. And for myself, if I get back in time, have a little pocket there, I may play. If I don't, okay, I'll play another day. But for me, it's just about my health.
And maturity. I feel like we get older, our responsibilities change and things that in our interests and everything. Like, you know, that's just what happens. And yeah, so this was above me, basically. And I 100% agree with Mika. She was like, this isn't going to work. That can't work. But at the same time, you said that the week prior, and here we are talking to LaRon still. And on top of that, I told you guys it's ladies' week. So they still did not even put him in the bottom 2.
Uh-uh.
And that is wild to me. Maya's walking around here acting like she has this fake ass connection with LaRon. That's really pissing me off, because absolutely not, right? I feel like she has different motives as well. Maybe you two do deserve each other, but it seems like she's the only one that's been really, I guess, keeping him around. But I don't understand why he's still here. He genuinely does not have a connection with any of the ladies. Mika is his homegirl. So that episode ended with Alonzo and Dominic being in the bottom. Dominic only had one connection as well. It was Vanessa. And somehow, some way, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I guess Vanessa just has this strong connection with Chaz. And it was stronger than her connection with Dominic. So she wasn't able to save him in this situation. The other women felt like, you know, they were forgetting that he was even in the process.
Yeah, they added too. They felt like he wasn't as intentional, or they so-called say putting pressure.
Right.
You know, they felt like he was kind of Casper, like Ghost. Like, you're just a little quiet for
right.
this process. Like, you're not trying to make yourself be seen or stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just chilling too much.
Right. So, yes. So, they ended up sending Dominic home. Now, Alonzo was in the bottom because... So, he took Patrice on a date. He rented out a museum, right? And let me not say the show. The show rented out a museum so he can take, you know, Patrice on this intimate date. Because when he met with Patrice's ex, one thing that came up is that she didn't like, or I guess what's kind of like a turnoff, is she never knows when he's being serious. And I'm like, girl, yes, that we noticed that. Episode 1 when we was introduced to Alonzo.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But okay, girl. She's like, you know, I never know when, you know, you are being serious with me or when you're playing, and like I want to see more of like that romantic side of you. And so this was his way of showing that. Well, do y'all know that this fool, who also apparently has a connection with Vanessa, or had a connection with Vanessa, he texts Vanessa about the date that he planned for Patrice at the museum. Now, why the hell did he do that? Knowing Alonzo, it was all so that Vanessa could be like, oh, like, I wish you would do that for me. Because something's truly wrong with Alonzo. I think that he tries to be a manipulator, but he's not very bright. I can tell that he's a little slow. But he also is just such a fuckboy. Like, it oozes off of him. And this is another person that's been showing his true colors since the first time we met him. And yet, here he still is. He's still in the process. And I feel like he's still in the process because of Patrice.
But, you know, and this goes back to why this is like literally the worst season they ever created. Because it's like the guys that aren't serious are staying for some reason.
Yeah.
You know, Lonzo, nobody takes him serious.
Right.
Like, he's a pure clown.
Right.
Nobody takes LaRon serious.
Right.
Pure clown. It's like crazy how they're still here.
Right.
But that's why I say this season's like so stupid. Like,
right.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. People that are staying, they just shouldn't be here. They still shouldn't be in the process.
Like, they really got to investigate a breach in contract for Lonzo just to force him out. Like, I don't. It's like, and the thing is, due to they are here, I can't take the ladies serious because you guys let these dudes stay here, and how they represent themselves. The shit that comes out their mouths.
You better cook.
And y'all let them hear.
You better cook.
You gotta throw everybody away now.
Get your life.
Get your life.
You are 1,000% right. It says a lot about the women.
Mm-hmm. Because
Bingo.
Who's that? Was it Patrice drooling all over Lonzo? And this man can't offer you nothing but gum and lint in his pocket. But you got kids. Offering nothing but gum and lint in his pocket.
Same thing with Mika. You continue to entertain LaRon's ass.
She trying to adopt another child.
Exactly. You like to raise grown men. Mm-hmm. That's what you do. Mm-hmm. Oh, you like to raise grown men. I got it. I understand. That makes sense. Like, girl, Maya, same thing.
Oh, no. Now, Maya's here for a business reason. Maya is here to promote her weight. She's an entrepreneur, too. She's here to promote her waist. What's it called? A waist trainer?
Yeah.
Maya is on here on a business trip.
Yeah.
She don't want none of these clowns.
Yeah.
She probably still dating her ex. That's probably her boyfriend. And, they agreed for her to come on this show and try to get some exposure.
Yeah, that one from the ex episode.
Yeah.
You know what? I ain't mad at that. She doesn't even look like she has any chemistry with anybody.
No, because I said every answer is shallow.
Right.
Every question is shallow.
Right.
And how she looks at the guy, she looks like she's just like, can we stop feeling already?
Right. I would say with the exception of Chaz. We'll get to Chaz in a second. But that was episode 8. So episode 9 is Tommy's getaway. Y'all know they do this every season.
The getaway from hell.
Right. Now, shout out to Patrice for the episode starts with her. She got one of her vans. Mm. That's how she taking people down to the getaway. I was like, girl, promotion. Mm. If you not going to get anything else out of this damn experiment, you better get that. Okay, so that I will respect. But this was just a hot ass mess. So we start off with everyone. It's so obvious that Chaz is exactly who I thought he was going to be from episode 1. There was something about Chaz, right, where I felt like he could be the guy that just wants to tell women what they want to hear. Like he kind of he knows how to play the field
and send them all the same text message in the morning.
Right. So he rides in the car down to the getaway with Vanessa, and the two of them are having a conversation. And Vanessa, it was low key stupid to get rid of Dominic because trying to put all of your eggs in the Chaz bag. When Chaz has added more eggs to his basket. Mm-hmm.
It just seems like his mission was from an ego standpoint, he wanted every girl to be interested in him.
Yes. And it's so funny because I feel like, yes, the whole purpose of this process is to date, right? And I know a lot of you guys, a lot of people have very strong opinions on what dating should look like. A lot of people feel like you should date one person, focus on that one person, court them. And I'm saying from a man's perspective, you court them. From a woman's perspective, like you give your attention to this man and you wait for him to kind of like choose you type of thing, right? Other people feel differently. I fall on the other end. When I feel like when you're dating, you should date, especially as an adult, as a grown woman and man, you should date. Do not put all of your eggs in one basket. This is date 1. I'm not about to just solely focus on just that one person, right? Like that's not dating. But the thing is, with this process, the whole purpose is as we go forward, you're supposed to have your list of connections get shorter and shorter and shorter until you find that one solid person towards the end. That's the process, right? It's supposed to mimic real dating life in just a short period of time. That's basically what I'm saying, y'all. And so week 1 through 4, yes. Let's say you have 4 connections. Mm-hmm. By week 4, you got to get rid of 2 of those. Mm-hmm. You do. Right? And so now we're dealing with these 2 individuals and you kind of go from there. That's how it should be.
Should be.
And Chaz has decided to do the complete opposite. And I feel like doing the complete opposite, you are towing the line of being a fuckboy and a player versus being single and dating, right? And getting to know everyone and being open to the process. You're now towing that line where, to me, it's completely been crossed, because we're at the damn house. You in the bed holding hands with Mika. You taking boob shots and making out with Rashina. You are making googly eyes at Maya, making her think you're connecting with her. You having deep conversations and talking about having a deep connection with Patrice, and yet you arguing with Vanessa.
And don't forget about camera lady number 3 and 4 too.
You are trying to add more women to your pot.
Mm-hmm.
It's counterproductive, and now the women are like, oh, well, he texted me good morning too. Oh, he said that to me last night too. Oh, he said that I was the only woman that blah, blah, blah. Like, now that's starting to happen, which is making you look like a fuckboy. The last thing to mention really from this episode, before we say who ended up going home, I don't know who made LaRon the hall monitor. Ever since Koshia left, we all know that he has been on a mission, okay? He is out here like the Joker, okay? He's like, I'm seeking revenge. He's on a mission, right? I don't know if he thinks that this is Love Island, The Challenge, Big Brother. He's on the wrong damn show. He really is. Or maybe he thinks this is like the remake of like the Black Real World. I don't know. But he calls a house meeting. Calls a house meeting to basically chastise everybody. He was like, look, none of us are married in here, so I don't want to see nobody making smart comments or rolling their eyes with, seeing their connection, talking to other people. We not married, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nigga, first of all, you giving a speech about how we not married, but wasn't you out here talking about how Koshia was your wife? Like, y'all instantly had a connection, and you got mad at her for talking to the other guys. The last episode we had with her, that's how she kind of got eliminated, because there was a blow up between you and her, because you was in your feelings. So what are you talking about? That's one. Then two, this whole Will thing, the Will and Alexis plot to get Koshia and Mika out of the process. Now, he was able to throw Will under the bus, and Will was trying to, defend himself. And he couldn't get a word in because here goes LaRon. I got the text messages. Are you like, wait. Like, bro, he is such a juvenile delinquent. Like, I cannot with LaRon. He's extremely immature. It's so unattractive. I cannot stand a grown man that is immature. I don't like it. And the fact that everybody in that room allowed him to perform the way he did. And again, you was attacking Will, but where's the same energy for Alonzo? Alonzo's the one that sat there and was like trying to gaslight Koshia, saying that he wasn't making very inappropriate sexual advances and remarks to her on the phone.
Well, men choose who they want to get big with.
Of course, I understand that. But then for all of them to go along with, like, there was this master plot and plan to get Mika and Koshia out of the process. I also feel like it doesn't make sense because this is a show that has eliminations. And at the end of the day, if I don't have a connection with you, I'm going to say your name. Whether there's a plot or not, the only way that I would be a part of the plot is if I don't have a connection with you. So why is that an issue? If William did not have a connection with Mika or Koshia, what is the problem? And I understand Will was he was on one and he definitely did not like Koshia, and I understand that. But none of the other men that's in that room right now had a connection with Koshia. And Mika was on the elimination line too, but she quickly started to make up these fake ass connections with LaRon, with Chaz, right? That's where all of that came out of nowhere. So this was all stupid. Maya falling for the okie doke real hard, talking about, oh, like now this is like a real turn off. Like I don't like mess. I don't like guys to be in drama. If that's the case, then why are you still talking to LaRon?
Well, but Maya's trying to have connections so she can stay another week to continue to promote her business because she is her brand. So everything about Maya is to stay to promote her brand because she is her brand. You know, to be honest with you, people are worried about going home and getting eliminated.
Yes.
That should be the happy part.
Yes.
Like, you know?
Yes.
You know, if there is nobody you're feeling, I'm going home.
Yes.
Why are you trying to stay when there's nobody here you want?
Right. Like, I cannot. I feel like, I think, honestly, Patrice is really into Alonzo.
And
that's very alarming. But I think she's really the only one that I can see really genuinely choosing somebody at the end of the process.
And that's unfortunate.
But, you know, and I also think the fact that he's just so much younger than her, or let me not say so much, but he's younger than her. And I know that she's into that. I don't know why that gets her off, but she likes that. And so, I don't know.
Pick me. So, y'all, at the end, up for elimination, we had LaRon, Lonzo, and William. And, you know, it just seemed like LaRon's little tirade kind of was the death of William because he ended up going home.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women were uncomfortable about hearing William's name and that type of drama.
Yeah. We just said he went home, but I don't think it was a cliffhanger. We only know he went home because of them stupid ass commercials. Well,
let me tell y'all this. We know he went home because Owen is dumb as hell. They show commercials that give up who's there and who's not there.
Yeah.
And you just do a process of elimination.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, William went home.
We just ruined it. But I don't think y'all care.
I think we saved y'all some time, too. So, if y'all are ready for the world record for the fastest review ever on YouTube, you about to get it with DC. Because not shit has changed in 5 weeks. Not a damn thing.
Not 5 weeks.
We have the same
Not
issue.
5 weeks.
We have the same issue. It's the same Ashley, Joy, Cliftina, you know, Silver short ass. Like, it's the same thing. There's nothing new with this. You know, forget winners here. You know, Jamie and his, you know, crazy. Oh, Jamie he looked crazy to me. He looked like if he snap, it's over.
He's a weird cop. Which that alone, I'm sorry.
But go ahead and give them what they want with this DC crap.
Y'all, as y'all can tell, Evan been checked out on DC. Bruh. I am the one that's still pushing. Like, we have to keep it going. We've already started. Y'all, there's only a few things to mention about DC. We've already said ad nauseum how disappointing this season has been. Here's what I'll say, right? So the last 2 episodes was really about them going to winter ski weekend, right? You know, I think that's what she's calling it, winter ski weekend.
Winter Wonderland.
Something like that. And all of the couples were invited. And episode 5 was pretty much about them getting ready. You know, Ashley claimed at first that she would be willing to talk to Joy, but then that quickly changed after about 2 minutes. The next thing we know, she don't want nothing to do with that bitch. Okay. All right. Listen, Ashley, you make it very, very hard to like you. I'm not going to lie. You do make it hard. I really want to like you. Like, I really wanted to have a person from this show that I can be like, I mean, she cool. I like her. But Ashley be missing me a lot of times. I think that your version of what happened in the skybox at that basketball game is off. But I think you know that it's off, right? I think this is purposeful. I think that it is to create discourse between you and your husband and Joy and Clifton. And I get it because Joy's not likable. She's not. And she's also, to me, she's also not good for reality TV. And I'll get to her in a second. But I understand what you're trying to do. It's just unfortunate because it's making you look bad. Right? It's like we're catching you in lies and you're over exaggerating on the story. You making it seem like Clifton was like really in your face like that, and like he got loud and he's been cutting his eyes at you. Listen, I know that she's also been going off online saying that there's a lot of stuff that's happening that we are not seeing or that happened, because remember 2 years ago there's a lot of stuff that happened that we didn't see, right? Especially their interaction in the skybox. Like, he really was in her face, right? If that is true, then again, just like with Huntsville, shame on production, because we want to see what's really going on. But I really don't know if that's really the truth. I don't know.
I think Ashley in the press box, she got like so much in that rage and anger that she does not realize how everything took place in there.
Yes.
She really, her thing, I think Joy, seeing the side of Joy makes her blood boil.
Yeah.
And she just already loses it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, she's in there with Clifton, she's just so seeing red. She's not realizing what's actually happening. So she just put 20 on 10 right there.
Yeah.
And then that spills over. You're giving people versions that kind of didn't happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're telling your husband that this man did such and such to you, when really looking at it as a viewer, it wasn't on that time. He wasn't really on that time.
Right.
Like that. And now Quick's little short ass. You already know short people have quick fuses. So Quick's already now like, oh, you just my wife, blah, 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 blah. We'll rat. Who says that shit? But,
niggas from Baltimore. Wouldn't you know?
From the suburbs.
Okay. All right.
So.
No. Okay, I can edit that. But yeah, Ashley, like, girl, it's this isn't a good season for you. I'm not gonna lie, it's really not. I'm really trying, girl. I really trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but it's not landing. It's not landing. With that being said, though, the Tylers, I do agree, they were in the skybox. Quick wasn't. So I do feel like with you guys being friends of both parties, meaning the Silvas and the Pettys, I'm not saying that you should have interjected yourself into the dispute, but I definitely feel like you should have played a role in diffusing it.
Yeah.
And instead, I felt like they were both just kind of standing there and watching the show with the rest of us, kind of. I felt like, of course, Ashley's homegirl had her back 100%, and we saw production and security getting involved and getting in between the two. But I felt like, because again, you guys are a couple that both couples are friendly with, it was up to you guys to just be like, okay, y'all, hold on, y'all. Like, just do something simple like that. But they didn't. And I can understand Ashley feeling like, you just team petty, right? Now, is it petty for her to say that? Yeah. Like, girl, like, we're not in high school, but I understand where she feels like Arena specifically is picking and choosing when she's going to be a friend to her. Mm-hmm. I can see it. So all of the couples ride together down to the ski resort. So we have the Duncans. That's Sharena. Isn't that her name? Sherelle.
Don't know.
It's Sherelle. I know it's Sherelle. Sherelle and Block. We have Arena and Jamie, the Tylers, and we got the Silvas. And then we have Winter and her man, who is no longer her man. So I'm not taking that serious. So the whole poem that he did with the Louis glasses, I don't care because I know that it's not going to work out. And to be honest with you, it's some type of vibe that I was getting from him too. But they ride down to the ski resort together. They play little stupid little games. You know, I dare you to do this. Tell the truth about that. I dare you to kiss your wife. That was so wow. Y'all are really boring.
I dare y'all to end the show.
So the tensions are so high right now that the Petties came separately and they came later and they're staying at a whole nother resort like that's 20 minutes away from the house that the rest of the couples are staying at. Their little resort is ugly too. I'm not staying there. That it was scary. I'm very particular about where I stay on vacation, so I could not with that. And then they're going skiing, but I felt like they should have went somewhere where there was actual snow.
Just shooting the breeze.
Like, that threw me off too. Like, I was like, okay, here we are. Again, coming into this, you know, the block is hot for the Petties. The Duncans ain't feeling them and the Silvas ain't feeling them. But here we are. In last week's episode, we really just want to talk about when Terry entered the room. Terry is an intuitive healer and a life coach. She is the life coach to the Tylers, and the Tylers have known them for some time now. I know that we saw Terry a couple of episodes back. You know, I don't know what it is. This is a side note. I don't know what it is with Black people and like calling like life coaches or intuitive healers or therapists like the devil's work. I don't know what that's about.
Well, you know, it's because back in the day, Black folks, you know, they like when it comes to seeking help, you know, the thing is they say, just pray about it. Just pray about it.
No, I understand that us as a community, Christianity got us in a chokehold. I understand that. But I'm talking about today, right? Because, you know, the internet is available. Google is available to a lot of us. And I just feel like knowing what we know now, right? For that to still be the attitude of what I feel like from a younger generation, younger in the sense of like, these are all people that are under the age of 50 with exceptions of the Tylers. And so these are like older millennials. And I feel like for them to still be kind of toting that narrative, it's just interesting to me. I understand the history, right? I understand the history, but it's interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie, and I've been seeing it more and more lately online and stuff.
I think it's simply because people don't read up on things. People don't do research on things.
Of course,
you know, when you don't do research or don't read up on something to educate yourself on something, you're gonna jump on the bandwagon of assumptions, and like there's a whole lot of new different practices nowadays. There's different forms of therapy that come out every year, and people that don't stay up on that stuff, don't read about it, don't educate themselves on it, they're just doing assumption. Because as soon as somebody starts talking about energy and all this stuff, they want to think it's something negative. They want to jump to the devil's work and stuff.
Yeah, which is fascinating to me.
And the thing is, you know, people don't educate themselves, so they just assume something.
Yeah, and they refuse to do inner healing, and they want to avoid it by all costs, so they call it the devil's work. But, you know, conversation for another time. But I found that to be interesting because off rip, I felt like Terry coming into the circle, there was already a little bit of a hesitation, except from the people that knew her, meaning the Silvas and the Tylers. But she comes in, and it's so hilarious because she sits right next to Joy and Clifton. What I will say is, I am an empath myself. I have a strong connection and respect to intuitive healers, life coaches, therapists. I'm a big advocate for therapy. So this is like right up my alley. So she sits down and she's feeling the negative energy hitting her from this side. She's feeling it. That's Brianna. I'm like, something in my spirit. What's going on with you? That's basically what she's asking Joy. She always knows that there's always going to be that one person that is going to be hesitant. right? That's going to cause a little bit of discourse. And she was like, and I feel like that's going to be you. Now, what I will say is, I'm not sure how I feel about Terry's approach during this scene. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. Was she spot on? I'm gonna lean with it. I think she was spot on, but I don't know if I agree with her approach on how she handled Joy. But what I will say is, watching Joy on Ready to Love, watching her in this setting on Love and Marriage DC, Joy isn't likable. Like, she's not. And that doesn't mean that you throw somebody away. What that means is that she has a lot of stuff inside. She has a lot of baggage. She has a lot of things inside that needs addressing, that needs to be released, and she wears it. That's why she says the things that she says. That's why she moves the way that she moves. That's how she ended up on a show like Ready to Love, waiting for a man to pick her, right? And why she was quick to throw other women under the bus and belittle them. There's an energy about her that is, I feel like, very, very deep. And I feel like Terry was able to pick up on that. And I feel like most people, specifically women, are probably able to pick up on that with Joy. Very quick, I know a couple of episodes or a couple of reviews ago, I mentioned Joy briefly went over in Ready to Love that she was raised by her dad, that her mom had passed away when she was much younger. So she was raised by her father. And I think I edited out of our review because I was like, let me not even go there. But Terry went there this episode, though. She asked about, her relationship with her dad. And she was like, I can feel a very heavy, masculine presence or absence from you. Can you speak more about your relationship with your father? Are you close with him? Was he there for you when you were younger? And did he work a lot? Something's there. And I felt like she was going there because she's picking up on the same thing that I picked up on with Joy a while back. There is a lack of trust of people, but specifically a disconnect with other women. So that's why she shows up the way she does, y'all. And I hope you guys are following me of her relationship. I don't know if she has close female relationships in her life, whether those are friends, family friends, or aunts, or grandmothers. Like, I don't know what that female presence was like for her growing up, but I could tell there was a lack of it. And I also can tell that there was also an emotional disconnect between her and her father. I mean, I can imagine being raised by a black man, right, in probably like the 80s, 90s, and what that was like, especially if you didn't have a lot of female presence. I think there's a lot there. There's a lot of layers there. And I say all that to say, I wish in this short amount of time that we have had with Joy, anytime we get a scene with her in Clifton, I wish that we would get an opportunity to know more about Joy. But I feel like we're not going to get that because she is completely oblivious or in denial about a lot of her trauma and pain that she can be going through right now, right? She's not ready. And so that's why I said she's not ready for reality TV. She's not ready to have hard-hitting conversations. She's not ready to be held accountable. She's not ready to do healing. She's not ready to kind of put it all out on the table, right? She's not ready to do that. Anytime somebody pisses Joy off, she's like shuts down and like, I don't want nothing to do with you and I will never forgive you. She also holds on to grudges too. That's her situation with Block. Clearly, there's something going on there. I don't know who to believe between her and the Block situation. But I will say, Block saying that up until 6 months ago, we was cool. We were cordial. But now, all of a sudden, I'm hearing that you're kind of like selling in my name out here in these streets. And it's it doesn't make sense to me because I felt like we were good. Joy keeps saying like, oh no, we're not good. Like, I will never forgive you. We are not friends. We ain't never been friends. You ain't never protected me. None of that. Like, you know what you did. And I'm like, well, what did he do? Can we say what he did? And that's to both of y'all. Even with Block, I'm like, exactly what it is. What is she talking about? Then it goes down to Sherelle, where she feels like Sherelle was the other woman. Sherelle feels some type of way about that. She like, listen, I ain't never been the other woman. And I'm like, well, how can you really know that? Because he could have been playing you and his ex. But I digress. We'll give it to you. You saying you ain't never been no side chick. But that's the narrative that Joy keeps pushing. And it's like Joy's not giving any type of evidence. She's not saying anything.
That Joy shows why she's not likable. I can understand the aspect of her not wanting to talk too much because she doesn't want to open up or say too much information around people she don't get along with, which will give them ammo. Mm-hmm. So I can understand that. But I just don't know why they're here on this trip. When I say that, they're not participating. Yeah. At the end of the day, I get tired on these reality shows. People love to invite the other people they don't get along with, think this kumbaya shit's going to happen. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, Ashley and Joy will never be cool. I can at least say that one. Mm-hmm. My thing is, Joy and Clifton are not going to be involved in activities because the Silvas, are going to act like they're not there. The Block thing, like I said, we really don't know. I really don't know what happened with that. And nobody is saying anything. Yeah, they're not saying. It seems like for some reason when it gets brought up, people want to beat around the bush. Right. But don't want to actually get to the potatoes of it. Right. Like we have. And it's like, unless y'all going to say it, shut up.
We have the very beginning, like the little bit of details when it comes to they were in a group together. Mm-hmm. There was an opportunity for them to get signed to a label. And then something happened. And Joy feels like he was being shady
with business and stuff.
And something happened, but they're really not saying it. And y'all tell us if we've missed something. Maybe we did from maybe one of the past seasons, but I still feel like they need to like say exactly what it is and start giving some evidence on some stuff.
But I wasn't too fond of Ashley too. Her mannerisms, her facial expressions during all this. Ashley was doing a lot. She was kind of instigating. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Quick was sitting right next to her with his feet not touching the ground. Looking like a kid on a field trip over there. But a story for another day. But no, I mean, like I said, the intuitive lady, Joy, like, girl, you're wasting your time trying to talk to Joy. Joy ain't here for it. She, like you said, she's oblivious to her own issues. Mm-hmm. So you're not even gonna get it out of her. Yeah.
And I feel like Terry's approach was off, right? Because I could tell, like, it was just like all the questions went to Joy.
Yeah. It needed to be spaced out, and then you could come back to Joy, but you're making her seem like the main event there, right? And you totally made her feel uncomfortable or feel targeted, right?
But yeah, Joy. I mean, as soon as she enters rooms, it's like a cloud. She don't want to be there, and then they don't want her to be there. Like it's not working. It's not. You guys are not Potomac, right? Potomac is what, in their 10th season, something like that, and they're going through this. But look what season number we're on, right? Like y'all don't have enough skin in the game to be out here saying like, oh, I ain't filming this with this person, or I'm just gonna sit here and not engage. What? So y'all, those were the last 2 episodes. That's the only thing that was really worth talking about. Really quick, we did hear a couple of weeks ago, Ashley and Winter are apparently saying they're not coming back next season. And I'm kind of like, is there even going to be a next season? Because they're not filming right now. What the like, why are you not filming right now? That doesn't make any sense, because this season that we're watching now is 2 years old.
What is there to film?
Shut up. But seriously, like, this show is pretty much over, y'all. I don't think they're coming back. It doesn't look good at all. I also heard that the reason why the Duncans are not permanent cast members is because of the Petties. Which, again, I'm like, what weight do they have? Right? Like, That really threw me off. So I don't know how true that is, but that shit is wild if that is the case. Carlos.
Choose a new city and new people.
Do that.
So, y'all, please let us know how y'all feel in the comment section. We definitely want to hear y'all comments about Ready to Love and DC. Definitely let us know. We'll respond. You have a conversation with yourselves as well. We got new episodes coming this week. Let us pray that something interesting happens, because I'm ready for my favorite part of both episodes not to be when it goes off. Yeah, what do you think?
I think we'll see y'all next week. No, we won't. We will see you guys in our next review. We're doing Love is Blind. Do not forget, we are doing a season recap. The reunion comes on tomorrow. So we are also going to do our recap tomorrow, right? We're going to go ahead and release that tomorrow.
Yep, y'all. We love y'all. We miss y'all. We're back. We're in a new season. Y'all get outside. The sun's shining.
Bye.